Leo Tolstoy used to be one of the world's preeminent writers, turning into well-known through his epic novels War and Peace and Anna Karenina. War and Peace has been ranked as one of the biggest novels of all time, for its wealthy characterization and sweeping view of Russian society. Tolstoy additionally grew to be a main critic of injustice, formal faith and the inequality of Tsarist Russia. While vital of the Church, he believed in the essence of Gospels and espoused a structure of primitive Christianity. In politics, his exposition of pacifism and non-violence had a profound an effect on others, most distinctly Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King. The hero of my tale, whom I love with all the electricity of my soul, whom I have tried to painting in all his beauty, who has been, is, and will be beautiful, is truth. Leo Tolstoy short bio. Leo Tolstoy born in 1828. Leo Tolstoy got here from an aristocratic Russian household, with hyperlinks to some of the most powerful Russian families. He was once the fourth cousin of Alexander Pushkin. In his early life, he struggled with his research and drifted via existence, ending up with massive playing debts. Fed up with his aimless and empty existence, he volunteered to serve in the Russian army. However, these experiences as a soldier led him to come to be a pacifist. In later life, he wrote his battlefield observations in Sevastopol sketches, and this raised his profile as a main Russian writer, gaining the interest even of the modern-day Tsar. Later, searching returned on these years. In his Confessions 1882, he bitterly regretted his misspent years. I can't recall these years besides horror, loathing, and heart-rending pain. I killed humans in war, challenged guys to duels with the reason of killing them, and misplaced at cards. I squandered the fruits of the peasants' toil and then had them executed. I used to be a fornicator and a cheat. Lying, stealing, promiscuity of each kind, drunkenness, violence, homicide, there used to be no longer a crime I did now not commit. Thus I lived for 10 years. Leo Tolstoy had a deep activity in search of a larger grasp and justification of life. He traveled broadly through Europe, however grew to be an increasing number of disappointed with the materialism of the European bourgeoisie. He ought to be argumentative with these he disagreed with, such as Turgenev, widely regarded the best Russian creator of his generation. He additionally developed an growing sympathy with peasants, the poor, and these downtrodden from society. He went out of his way to assist and serve them. Leo Tolstoy. In 1862 he married Sofia Andreyevna Bears, 16 years his younger. This marriage supplied a diploma of balance out of which Tolstoy wrote his super epics War and Peace and the novel Anna Karenina. War and Peace is breathtaking in its scope, realism and experience of history. Some characters have been actual historic people, others had been invented. It tells a narrative of two households set towards the backdrop of the Napoleonic Wars. Tolstoy in no way noticed it as a novel, however an epic. Amongst different themes, it suggests the necessity of making the high quality of life, anything your situation. Seize the moments of happiness, love and be loved. That is the solely actuality in the world, all else is folly. It is the one factor we are involved in here. Leo Tolstoy. From War and Peace. Religious views of Tolstoy. After writing War and Peace and Anna Karenina, Tolstoy underwent an alternate of spiritual and philosophical attitude. influenced by using Buddhism and Jesus Christ's Sermon on the Mount. He developed a trust in non-secular renewal based totally on provider to the terrible and direct relationship with God. He referred to his attitudes in The Kingdom of Heaven is Inside You, and Confessions. The soul that means of lifestyles is to serve humanity via contributing to the institution of the Kingdom of God, which can solely be carried out with the aid of the cognizance and occupation of the fact by using each man. Leo Tolstoy. The Kingdom of Heaven is Inside You. His spiritual views may want to be described as an early shape of Christianity, based totally on the direct teachings of Jesus Christ, however. Barring the exterior edifice of spiritual establishments and myths, such as the Holy Trinity and Eucharist, Tolstoy felt the strength and impact of the Church diluted the religious essence of religion. Due to his criticism of the Orthodox Church, he was once excommunicated from the Church. However, his legacy as a creator and special thinker used to be more advantageous in the course of the world. His philosophy started to appeal to disciples, and idealistic Tolstoy communes started out to form. Political views. His non-secular views additionally had a direct effect on his political views. He was once indispensable of injustice, greed and the inequality that tended to dominate Tsarist Russia. He developed a pacifist, anarchist philosophy, and grew to be supportive of civil disobedience to enhance the welfare of the oppressed. However, his criticism of the Tsar and Russian classification device intended the government commenced to secret agent on Tolstoy. He used to be too internationally well known to immediately venture him. However, Tolstoy's strident criticism of the aristocracy was once traumatic for the authorities. Life and death. Tolstoy was once involved in the which means of lifestyles and death. During his personal life, he witnessed the painful dying of his brother from tuberculosis, a couple of deaths in the Crimean War and a public guillotining in Paris, which contributed to his rejection of the dying penalty. He wrote on this theme of loss of life in his quick novel Death of Ivan Ilyich. He carried out the e-book in 1882. However, it fell foul of Russian censorship and it used to be no longer posted till 1886. It is written after his spiritual conversion and touches on the difference between what offers lifestyle's price, sympathy, subject and love, and the artificial life of social mountain climbing and outer cloth displays. It is additionally essential of the attitudes of his former colleagues and pals who are embarrassed through the inconvenience of his deadly illness. However, in the novel, he praises the selfless motion of a peasant, Gerasim, who turns out to be Ivan's best buddy in his painful moments of dying. Friendship with Gandhi. In the nighttime of his life, he developed a shut relationship with a younger Mahatma Gandhi. Tolstoy had written an article helping Indian independence and Gandhi requested permission to republish it in a South African newspaper. This led to a lengthy correspondence, the place the two wrote to every different on spiritual and political matters. Tolstoy wrote to Gandhi, "Love is the solely way to rescue humanity from all ills, and in it you too have the solely approach of saving your humans from enslavement. Love and forcible resistance to evildoers involve such a mutual contradiction as to ruin completely the total experience and that means of the idea of love." Letters 1 from Tolstoy to Gandhi. Gandhi was once very impressed with Tolstoy's faith in nonviolent resistance, vegetarianism and manufacture of anarchist Christianity. Gandhi later grew to be a preeminent proponent of nonviolent resistance and credited Tolstoy with being a main proposal in his non-secular and political outlook. Death of Tolstoy on 28 October 1910. Tolstoy left his household domestic backyard Moscow, leaving a "be aware" to his spouse, saying, "I am doing what ancient guys of my age normally do, leaving worldly lifestyles to spend the closing days of my lifestyles in solitude and quiet." However, a few days later he was once taken sick on a educate. Passing through a far-off Russian village known as Astapovo. Suffering from pneumonia, Tolstoy used to be taken off the educate and appeared after at the station master's house. His remaining days created global media activity, with media retailers sending journalists to cowl whether or not Tolstoy would recover. However, his situation gradually worsened and he started slipping in and out of consciousness. On 7 November 1910, he handed away